I just wanna be there, but say I am. Not calling anyone else. Not falling into a rain. Just like you think I would do. I just wanna spend some time with myself. I'm not texting anyone else. I'm not falling for someone else. Guess I'll come back. Guess I'll come back. Guess I'll come back. Guess I'll come back. Guess I'll come back.
I'm so sorry. In my defense, this time it wasn't my fault that I was late. It was because my building manager came by to let me know that we're doing maintenance tomorrow, so he had to like mark out some stuff today. I know I'm very, very late. I know that I am very, very late. I apologize. No, I mean, I'm usually here. I know. Look who finally decided to show up. Hello. It's Monday. Shh. Brandon, that just means that you owe me more. Oh, Rich says, so you weren't actually waiting 65 minutes in honor of me. I mean, it's that goes without saying. That's so obvious. It goes without saying. Absolutely. Thank you, cause for concern. I'm gonna sip this tea. Look at this. You guys, look at this. Look at the way that this, it's oat milk in, what is this? Vanilla Earl Grey tea. I live for it. Look at the way that it sort of shook out. Yeah, don't spill the tea or do. Oh, I already did. Oh, I already did. Oh, I also have a bruise? What did you guys do to me? All right, which one of you got me here? Look at this. I love the way that it's separated. It's oat milk and, yeah, vanilla Earl Grey tea. Probably with like 80 billion particles of plastic that I'm about to ingest. You guys, it's all plastic. No tights today. Fuck. Oh, actually, that's really good. No tights today? No, baby. No tights for you. These are just my bare naked legs. Mostly because I felt like I had, and one person called it out, literally one person out of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people called it out, that I've always felt like I had a little bit of darkness underneath the knuckles of my fingers and a little bit of darkness underneath my knees. Like from the inside, I was like, oh yeah, it's sort of like if you had taken a watercolor brush and just like tapped the underside of my skin with like a little bit of darkness. And what I've recognized is that I wasn't imagining that was real. That is actually me holding tension in my joints. And the tension that I've been holding in my joints chronically for decades of my life, really. Yeah. Whether or not the darkness in my joints is actually dissipating or not, to my mind's eye and in my own vision of myself, yes, it absolutely is, and I really like it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, some guy, I think maybe it was like a comment on one of my photos, or maybe it was a DM. No, it wouldn't make sense if it was a DM, because I distinctly remember him sort of calling out to everyone saying like, hey, why is no one calling out what's so wrong with her hands? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with my hands. I think I have actually quite pretty hands. But I'm like, oh yeah, there's like a little bit of darkness under my knuckles and then a little bit of darkness like at the fingertips. And as I've become, okay, so last week, oh my gosh, you guys, last week I met with a physiotherapist. I've never gone to a physiotherapist before. I never felt like I needed it. I'm insanely flexible. I'm like healthy, fit, all those lovely things. But I started reading about how our body holds on to tension, about how it lives in your body, about how it can insidiously sort of stay and debilitate you in ways that are not beneficial for you or your loved ones or anyone around you, truly. So I was like, let's go talk to a physiotherapist. Let's see what they have to say about my body. You guys, I did not find a physiotherapist. Oh God, no. No. I think I found one of my soulmates. I picked her because it was walking distance from my home. I live right downtown Toronto, to be honest. There are like 17,000 physiotherapists within walking distance of my house. But I picked her, and I was like, you're my girl. I'm gonna pick you. You're within walking distance of my house. You make me feel good about the location. The name of her physio practice also really spoke to me. I really enjoyed it. And I got ready to go to my appointment. I felt insanely anxious. I feel like terrified doing everything. I kind of have agoraphobia. Maybe. The world is terrifying. It is perfectly natural to feel like the minute you step outside your door, you're going to be assaulted or murdered or raped or robbed or screamed at or attacked. Like, to be honest, that's just what it is to live in the world in 2025. But also, flip side of that, two things can be true at the same time. Feeling that way every single day, every single time you leave your house is actually agoraphobia. And I think a lot of people might have a little bit of agoraphobia without realizing it. They just think like, oh my God, the crowds would just make me feel so fucking uncomfortable. Or I would hate to go and then find out that like the only bus left like 40 minutes before, and so now I'm trapped here. Yeah, for me, my agoraphobia was the most pronounced in that I can't do public transit. I can't do public transit. I cannot get on a bus. I cannot get on a bus and go places. I've never been happy on a bus in my life. I am just a little devil staring at this little angel. It's me, I'm your little angel. Cannot do buses. Was fine on planes, except I discovered that, nope, if I'm anxious about getting on this plane, I'm gonna be very, very sick on this plane too. So I live in Toronto. The wonderful thing about Toronto is that things are not pronounced the way you think they are. Things are not pronounced the way you think they are. We have a very popular street. It's called Spadina. Spadina. Excellent. Spadina. Unless you are using Google Maps, in which case then it's Spadina. Spadina. Turn left on Spadina. And it's like, no, it's Spadina. It's Spadina. Rhymes with vagina. Spagina. That's right, Bal. That's right. That's right. Now take your little ass into the kitchen, you barky bitch. Oh no, please don't talk about my armpits. I remembered that I didn't shave them, and then I was like, should I shave them? And then I remembered that I hate you fuckers. I don't really care what you think or feel, and it doesn't matter if I shave my armpits or not, so I didn't. Hooray. Don't start gifting. Don't start gifting subs and bits and make me raise my arms. In joyous celebration. Don't do that, please. Everyone hates that. What the fuck are you drinking? Oh, this is tea with milk in it. I put oat milk in my tea. Mostly because it helps keep my teeth white. I love black tea. I love black tea. I love drinking liters and liters and liters of black tea a day. But I also can't deny the fact that drinking liters and liters and liters of black tea a day was starting to stain my teeth. And I love my teeth. A clip of mine got posted on Destiny's subreddit. And most of the comments were quite polite and nice. I forget what I was saying or talking about, because let's be honest, it doesn't really matter what I'm saying or talking about. You're just jerking off to the idea of getting me out of this dress and messing up my pretty hair and makeup. So I said something that was worth ignoring while you fantasized about fucking my brains out. And all the comments were quite polite and very, very kind, except for one that called out my unnaturally white teeth. And I thought it was quite interesting. I hadn't really had that experience of like, oh, her elbows are too sharp rather, or shorter. Picking out something about me that is imperfect that actually isn't. These are my teeth. These are the teeth that grew out of my head and that I've had for my entire life. These are not veneers. I haven't like been excessively whitening them either. I do gentle white strips every once in a while. Oh my God. I fucking love my fucking teeth. I thought it was crazy and hilarious that this guy would call them out as being off-putting for their fakeness. I DM'd that guy and I said, you're absolutely right, dude. Teeth as fake as her tits. You guys, I almost said Princess Audrey Hepburn wouldn't talk like this. I don't think she was actually a princess. Oh, thank you, Adaran. Oh, Adaran, you owe me so many gifted subs. You owe me 5 million gifted subs, but I guess you could start with just a few. Ghost Knight, what were you trying to say? Don't acknowledge anything. It breaks my fantasy. I love breaking your fantasies. You want to know why? Because if my genjutsu can break through your genjutsu, then I've obviously won the battle. You kind of look like Audrey Hepburn if I squint. Bitch, no. I am just a white woman with dark hair. I'm drunk too. Yes, that's very good. Very good. Is this a Hairspray inspired outfit? I love the 60s. I also feel like we're coming towards revolution. A revolution of sorts. Revolutions. I love the word revolution. Very 60s. Dollar Records, I have a song for you, my love. I think it's by the Octoberists, and it's called My Girlfriend is a Witch. I know my girlfriend is a witch. Do you already know it? Is it already super famous? Does everybody already know it? Am I very far behind everyone else? Excellent. This way I can view their butts with ease. As I was doing my hair today, I was like, oh, Priscilla, you look great. Priscilla, who are you? Do you think it'd be like a regional or a global revolution? Well, for the first time in human history, we are experiencing an unprecedented level of global communicanizations. I'm not drunk, but that guy talking about being drunk, I guess got the feeling into my body a little bit. Sorry, sometimes I just... Yeah, I've heard that song before. It just made me laugh. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so get this, Dollar Records. Last year, had a Friends with Benefits. I told him that I was like, we can't actually be like dating because I just spent 2 years dating a narcissist. I need at least like 1 year to myself, but we can be friends with benefits. And then like in the new year, we can decide if we want to be anything or not. He's the one who dumped me on New Year's Day. He really took me at my word that we would decide in the new year. Took the reins on that one. Probably the most assertive thing he's ever done in his life. Too bad he did it in a fucking cowardly way. I put this song, My Girlfriend is a Witch, on this playlist for him. I made this beautiful playlist for me and him. And he never listened to it. He never even clicked on the link. But I still really like all those songs. What have you done? What have you done? Because I know that each and every one of you has had this problem. You date somebody, you fall in love with somebody, you crush on somebody. And then once it's over, you have things that remind you of them. You have songs that remind you of them. You have clothes that remind you of them. Places in your house. So like, for me, the scariest thing that happened to me, I think, after this breakup was I was afraid to go back to sleep in my bed. I was afraid to go sleep in my bed because I had been there with him in my bed. And it had been so comforting and it had been so nice. Second streamer I'm hearing about getting dumped on New Year's Day. My friends, my dears, my loves, it is the year of the snake. And if these fuckers are gonna slither away and leave me with a husk of what they have remaining of themselves, absolutely no problem. I am a resilient horse without legs. Yes, I too am a snake, my dears. Oh my god, I just was like, I cannot sleep in my bed. I don't want to lay down in my bed. When I went to this physiotherapist appointment, and I made my new best friend, she was like, all right, we're gonna like do some, here we go. We're gonna like do some fucking stuff. She got me to like stand up and walk around. My proprioception is bad. I kept bumping into the wall. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, pardon me, I bumped into the wall. And then I was talking to her, and I walked back across the room, totally fine, no problem. Walked back across the room again, bumped into the wall again. Oh, sorry, bumped into the wall again. I was like, what's that? Okay, don't bump into the wall. And then I kept bumping into the, I was like, what? My proprioception is not good. Not good proprioception. Okay, excellent. And then she was like, okay, now stand there and do a squat. And we'd been talking about like some heavy stuff. The minute I walked into the room, I felt like this woman fucking got me. That's right, baby, good boy. This woman is my age. My physiotherapist is my age. She and I went to the same university at the same time. While I was in theater, she was in dance. We grew up in the same small town outside of Toronto. We both did theater. I did theater with my school. She did community theater in the city. As she and I were talking to one another, it literally, I've never felt in my life more like two puzzle pieces coming together. I was just like, oh my god. It was really, really wonderful. It felt fucking amazing. She was like, I remember you. She's like, I remember because in the dance department, they would come see our plays all the time. Yeah. They would come see our plays because they would be like, oh, there's movement in these plays. There's like character in these plays. Come watch. So she's like, I remember you. I felt very guilty because I was like, oh my god, I don't remember you at all. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't even know people who were in theater with me if they weren't in my class. Oh god. Piona says, have a good stream. Don't ever tell me what to do, but I kind of like it. Okay, so I will. I'm still deciding whether I want to go to music college or not gonna lie. Oh, yes, I think going back to school as an adult is wonderful. I think forcing children into school is fucking ridiculous. Small town girls making it in the big city. I am so excited. I'm so excited to be able to stand on a stage one day and accept an award and thank her as one of the people who helped me become the best version of myself. Oh man. Anyways, physio was freaking nuts. Physiotherapy. I knew it. I knew he was gonna lose his goddamn. I just had a feeling that today I was gonna be the diamond in the rough, and it was just gonna, and like riches, you know what I mean? Just riches. My God in heaven. Look at all those gifted subs. Ooh, baby. Okay. I need to keep telling you about physiotherapy because it was amazing. She's like, okay, so we were talking about like so much stuff, like really, really heavy stuff. If she's going to be my physiotherapist, she's entering my medical team of support and my medical team of influence. So I was like, there's no point in lying to her. I need to be like really brutally honest with her about everything. And so I like talked to her candidly about everything I've been experiencing, everything I've been feeling, everything I've been going through, and it feels amazing to feel seen. It makes it easier for me to look at myself and and to recognize myself. Isn't that incredible? That if you can't accept that you're seen for who you are by strangers, it can literally impair your ability to see yourself for who you are. Do you guys know anything about neurofeedback therapy? Oh man, I haven't tried neurofeedback therapy. I love drama therapy. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see my Instagram story on my highlights reel called The Rabbit. That is drama therapy. That was drama therapy. That felt amazing. That felt so good to make. Oh my god, I loved it. So therapy is kind of like saying medicine. There's lots of different types of medicine. There's lots of different types of therapy. There's neurofeedback therapy, which is where you wear an electrode stimulating hat. They put this crazy contraption on your head. It reads the electronic impulses of your brainwaves. It is also able to stimulate certain areas of your brain simultaneously. You sit and you watch a computer screen, which is hooked up to various sensors attached to your body. And you train yourself using the technology attached to you and in the room with you. You use literally the toy to train yourself to be more in tune with yourself. Neurofeedback therapy's most researched and most proven benefit is for Olympic level athletes. This is performance enhancing therapy. Neurofeedback therapy. I would imagine that some of the best gamers in the world have looked into neurofeedback therapy, or probably have even practiced neurofeedback therapy to help create the sensation that they are literally synced up, not with their mind, their brain, their bodies, but their mind, their brain, their bodies, and the game, which then also plugs them into every other person playing. There's tons of different types of therapy that we are not taught or exposed to or even encouraged to explore. It's really frustrating. I think each and every one of you would vastly benefit from like 10 to 20 sessions, which would be 1 hour. Yeah, your toy's in there. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. You're a smart girl. I think I think it'd be good for each and every one of you, for real. It seems like some science fiction shit. Absolutely. It does, absolutely. Okay, wow, 1 second. Wow, 1 second. Hey girl, hey, how about you? Yeah, how about you just fucking relax? Just fucking relax. Let's take a breather. You guys, you know when she starts doing the like you know that's when it's like, okay, you're overstimulated, you're turning into like your wolf mother self. You're forgetting that you're a tiny little poodle dog, honey. Okay. 69 gifted subs is the right. Yeah, I heard the bark snorting. I'm like, oh my god, she's really going through all of her puppy feelings. The dog's just excited. She's still barking. Just barking from the bathroom, barking from timeout. She's like, Mother! The world will hear my song! The world will hear my song! Call an exorcist. Oh, because the dog's Dude, actually, you know what? That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. That is one of my least favorite things, when people are upset that dogs bark. Honestly, I don't, I'm like, oh, are you sad the sun rises in the east too? Am I gonna have to hear about how that fucking sunset every single day in the west is just taunting you? God, why does, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. You might think that you're not getting matches on Tinder because of the way you look, but it's because you're complaining about the natural order of things. Please, yes, oh my God. It's just the natural order of things. It's just how it goes. It's, yeah, babies are gonna cry, dogs are gonna bark. These things happen for good reasons. Not necessarily our reasons, but like, not all my reasons are good all the time, you know? I've been building points. What are points? But I wanted to ask, when would you be a good time to give a treat? I don't want to reward them for the barking. Oh, later. Like, wait. You have to wait. I don't even see the point in Tinder, honestly. Oh, I paused my account. I was like, I don't want to, and then even that is like, I like matched with this guy, and he seems fine, except that he has said some things that, to be honest, I'm like, I don't ever want to meet you. I don't want to talk to you face to face. I don't like the way he talks to me. We matched on Tinder, small talk, seem fine, seem okay. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you the privilege of checking out my Instagram now, so that you can like sort of contextualize more of what I'm telling you about my life. And I started, his first message on Instagram was saying, oh wow, you're like almost perfect, aren't you? And I responded to that by being like, that's almost a compliment, but it isn't. And then we just like continued on in the conversation. There was like other things that were going on. And I sent him a picture from last week of my like outfit from the like black outfit that I wore a week ago Monday. Like this Monday, like a week ago today. And he was like, there it is, like there's perfection. I'm being overly sensitive. I can hear myself. I'm looking at myself and I'm listening. And I'm being overly sensitive. This man is trying to compliment me. And it's not landing well with me. And I don't think it's his fault. I definitely am recognizing that it's not landing with me. It's a me problem, right? I don't want to go on a date. He seems fine is never a good impression, to be honest. Oh, I said those words out loud, didn't I? I kind of even glossed over that in my own consciousness, didn't I? Yeah, I did. My actual profile got a few digits. My joke profile got hundreds of matches. I don't know how or why, but I believe it. Yeah, probably why I'm still single after a year. Guys, I'm really happy to be single. I really like being single. When you're single, you just get to date yourself, which means you get to go, what do I want to do tonight? And you throw on a Studio Ghibli film, and you smoke a joint, and you eat a whole oven pizza to yourself, and then you drink a beer in the shower, and you go to bed early. You wake up and you walk your dog. Like, the reality is those are all the same things that you would be doing with a partner, but now you just get to do it with yourself, and you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with yourself. Trust your gut. My gut says that there's better men out there for me to date this year, and that I don't need to do anything that doesn't make me feel excited. And I know that things excite me. Getting dumped really kills your sex drive, I think, because I had to disconnect from a lot of the sensation in my body. Because the sensations in my body were painful and confusing. But then I saw porn. Then I saw porn on Reddit. And some porn on Reddit, I was like, no. Maybe I'm never gonna be horny ever again. And then I saw this one clip and I was like, oh, you're a degenerate and you're horny for life, girl. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. It was so good. The way he grabbed her, the way he like reached his hands like around and like grabbed her. There was a spreading open. There was like a physical gesture of ownership. There was a vulnerability. Do you ever plan on having kids, V? I'm imagining what it would be like to be full of kids right now. Sorry, is that what you were asking me? It might not be what you were asking, but it's the answer that you all wanted. Wait, you mean this 18 plus stream that had several disclaimers saying this is for adults only and is explicitly sexual in content, is not family friendly and for children? Wild, crazy, unheard of? Who did this? I'm sorry, Cat. Stream Elements said that you were talking too much, my dear. I'm going to try to read it as quickly as I can. I came to think of a conversation from a stream at work today. The topics were songs that were creepy and weird, but people misunderstanding them and liking them as love songs. Can you remember which one it was? It's stuck in my mind. Not the Stalker Breath Take Your Song. Pumped Up Kicks is like the one that people often reference as like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's actually fucking terrifying and creepy. There's probably other ones. Well, shit, now I can't remember either. Wait, you can go back in the VOD. There's VODs. This is what we have the VODs for. Hello, B in chat. Reindeer, I'm your BB. Oh, Temporarily Autonomous Zoo. Hello, Temporarily Autonomous Zoo. How are you doing? What does that comment even mean, Rich? What does it mean? I can't remember it too, yeah. Nice and toasted. Oh, good, yay. Happy Severance Week. He's dissing your dress. Yes, he said that I'm dressed like a Teletubby. Like, I get it, Rich. I get it. I understand what the Teletubbies are. Lala, Mimo, Jojo. No, Tinky Winky, Lala, Dipsy, Tipsy, no, Pipsy, Quipsy, Schlipsy. And then Poe. And then, yeah, Poe. Okay, I don't know the names. Oh, I know of course I know the names. Of course. You guys, I didn't want to go to church, so I volunteered at Sunday school to take care of the kids because I was like, church is boring. I don't want to hear these fucking stories. Although I was wrong, church isn't always. Church is not always. Oh my God. So, am I at the end of my physiotherapy appointment? I had an amazing time. We learned so much. She was able to help me understand so much more about myself and help me understand the ways that I'm going to become more in tune with my body, more in touch with myself, more comfortable just like vibrating in the way that feels natural, that creates resonance with other people, truly. It's amazing. I'm very, very excited. It makes me so happy. And as I was leaving, I was like, oh, like it feels so good to talk to you because like, yeah, we're meeting today, but who knows, like you and I meeting today, how that could benefit other people in the future. Like, what if we end up writing a book together? And I asked her, do you know the Prince of Egypt? Do you know the song, Look at Your Life Through Heaven's Eyes? I was like, I'm thinking about that, like, single thread in a tapestry. And she just, like, her whole body language changed. It was like a pillar of light and energy. Like, it's like she went into the Avatar mode. And she was like, do I know the Prince of Egypt? Oh. single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never know its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the rock that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face doesn't think it's more important than the stones that form the base. Oh my gosh. I was listening to all the Prince of Egypt songs that were on Spotify all weekend. I love it. It's just a phenomenal song that touches on the universal themes of justice, betrayal, guilt, shame, violence, resilience. I love it. I love it so much. Thus say the Lord, thus say the Lord, thus say the Lord, say the Lord. I send a pestilence and plague upon your house, into your bed, into your streets, into your streams, into your drink, to your bread. Upon your cattle, upon your sheep, upon your oxen, in your field, into your dreams, into your sleep, until you break, until you yield. The cast is amazing. The cast is amazing, and I think one of the most important elements that shows the transcendence of this story is that each and every one of you knows the name of Moses' wife. You don't know that you know the name of Moses' wife. But the story of Moses and the characters in that story are so iconic and so truly transcendent that each and every one of you knows her name. Her name is synonymous with beauty. Her name is synonymous with luxury and with exquisite gorgeousness. Exactly. Her name is Zipporah. Zipporah! You all know Zipporah. It's where the makeup is at, baby. Their name is inspired by Moses' wife, Zipporah. I love it. I love it because I was raised Catholic, did 12 years of Catholic school, working through that in therapy, as we all are. Sometimes those stories, those religious stories, like, can be kind of scary, kind of alienating, because the church is kind of scary and the church is kind of alienating. But also they're not. They're human stories. They transcend the shackles of religion and they become stories about humanity. Elle, have you not seen The Prince of Egypt? You guys, go watch The Prince of Egypt. Do yourself a favor and watch Ray Fiennes and Val Kilmer be brothers. Their father is Patrick Stewart. And then Val Kilmer falls in love with Michelle Pfeiffer. And then Val Kilmer discovers that Sandra Bullock and Jeff Goldblum are actually his brother and sister. And all the while, Steve Martin and Martin Short are playing with the big boys now. It's just like every single scene is exquisitely animated. It's by DreamWorks as well. It's a beautiful DreamWorks animated movie. That is a cast. You guys, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Kat says, I know none of those names. That's okay, my dear. You would if you saw their faces. V, you know I'm a STEM boy. I'm cultured as a lava rock. What's great about The Prince of Egypt is that it's a movie for the whole family to sit down and watch and just enjoy, because it's very beautiful and very exciting. Oh my God, that first song. Deliver us! It's so good. We must find a name for you. Moses. What does it mean? Deliverance. Oh, love it. Yes. What a great fucking story. I love when The Simpsons did the Moses story and it was Milhouse. And Milhouse is Moses. But Lisa's like, come on now. Come on. Come on, Moses. Tell Pharaoh to let your people go. But they were brothers. It wasn't a principal and a student. They were brothers. They were brothers! Can you imagine? Brother against brother. So, Viking, this is the thing. This story never happened. It's just a story. The evidence shows us that the people who built the pyramids and many of the people who were responsible for building the gigantic monuments in lots of Egypt, ancient Egypt, we're talking about like ancient Egypt, and the perspective of that is like this shit was old to Cleopatra. Cleopatra was like, this shit's so fucking old. Oh my god, this is so old. The people who constructed these temples were fed delicious and highly nutritious food. They were given fish and meat on the regular. They were not people who were enslaved into these types of roles. They were people who were seen as honored artisans, probably. It was seen as worthy duty to build these monuments to the people. But that doesn't take away the fact that, like, yo, the Hebrews have not had a good time. It's not always easy for them, although free Palestine. We can be mindful of history. We can understand that these topics are emotionally fraught and have a deep history that is not easy just to cut through with a soundbite. But these stories are human stories. These stories are human stories. Trying to separate human stories based on religion is letting religion win in a way that is a huge disservice to our own humanity. To our own humanity. I love the Prince of Egypt so much. The music has given me so much strength and clarity and so much sensation. The feeling of being connected to other people's agony and strife lessens your own. It absolutely does. You share the load when you sing along. Treasure Planet and Titan AE, similarly big casts. The acting, the visuals are so beautiful in The Passion of the Christ, if I recall correctly. Oh, no, I never saw that one. I don't really care for Mel Gibson's work. No thanks, Golden Flea. My cultural experience stretches only to the thighs on Twitch. Otherwise, I know nothing. Oh, so you're like severed. Hot. So hot. So good or growing brains. That's right, Image. Oh, I'm 100% aware, says Viking. What usually manages to piss me off is the inevitable person who tries to start arguing with me about how all these fairy tales are actually real. Viking, I cannot encourage you enough to read Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. The very first seed that it implants inside of you is, when you're speaking to somebody, do they have the emotional bandwidth to be mindful of the conversation? And if they don't, then you treat them that way. You just treat them that way. The same way that you would treat any person, child, adult, animal, that is unable to engage with you appropriately. You keep your distance, you maintain your own boundary, which is to keep yourself safe. Please read Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. If only just to be able to deal with all the adult children of emotionally immature parents you have to deal with every day, myself included. Zach Brown says stories are so central to the human experience. The loneliness epidemic, I think, makes sense because we are not connected to each other's stories. Not only do a lot of us have auditory processing delays due to having to tone out our parents arguing about work, tune out our parents arguing about finances, tune out? Can't even say the word right. Because, I mean, doing it is like trying to explain swimming to a fish. We would tune out our parents arguing, tune out our parents screaming at us for things that weren't our faults. We would then have to tune out our teachers griping and complaining about other students not paying attention. We would have to tune out commercials that were constantly interrupting the stories that we were trying to connect with. The only thing that our experience of this life has taught us to excel in is tuning out, dissociating, and ignoring things. There's no emphasis given or even time or space allowed for connecting to ourselves and actually feeling what we're feeling in the moment. Which sucks, because I think that would make us probably a lot happier. Oh, yeah. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents it's a very easy, quick read as well. It is not a huge, gigantic, dense book. It's actually quite thin. The writing is large, and the writing also has there's a big white border around each section on every page. So it's you could read each page in almost 30 seconds. But what ends up happening is that you read a couple pages and then you go, oh my God, I need to sleep on these ideas for a couple nights. And then once I've assimilated the information, once I've allowed and taken the time and the space to connect with my experience and the universal experience that so many of us have to deal with. People who are raging to get through life as quickly as possible. I was going to get my nails done this weekend. Oh! Which one of you sad, worthless, sweet idiots wants to pay for my pedicure today? I am so overdue for a pedicure. So overdue for a pedicure. I wanted to give you guys the option to pay for it, my dears. Yes. I mean, I know that you guys are mostly paying for it, especially with the Patreon subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. I was even thinking that I would take pictures before the pedicure and after the pedicure for you guys. Yeah. Yes, everyone loves a little story. Is there a book for helicopter parents? Yes, the book is called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Emotionally immature parents are helicopter parents. They are parents who are inappropriately overly involved in their children's lives. That's not okay. Emotionally mature parents should be filled with trust and security that their children are doing well. Yeah, it addresses that absolutely. It also addresses rejecting parents. Parents who kind of seem like they didn't want to be parents. It's why did you have kids if you didn't want to play, and if you didn't want to go on vacation, and if you didn't want to go to school plays, if you didn't want to drive us to basketball games? Why did you have children? Yeah, why this? Why that? This guy in chat says, why don't you pay for your own pedicure? I mean, do you think that I'm taking their credit card to the nail salon with me? Or do you think I'm sitting here on stream earning money that I then turn around into pedicure money? People are so funny. The Magic Cookie wants to know, is it weird being a virgin at 19? No, some of my best friends were virgins well into their late 20s. You're fine. Hitting so close to home. One of my parents' cases, free labor around the farm. Oh my God in heaven. It's just so you wanted an employee. You wanted an intern. Is there a sponsored link for the book? Because I'm kind of strapped for cash currently. I think it's also absolutely possible that you could put in Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents PDF free, and you might be able to find a free PDF on somebody's Google Drive or somewhere else. That's not good. Pirating books is not good, but I also feel like this author understands that being an adult child of an emotionally immature parent puts us at a gargantuan disadvantage for earning money and having a stable lifetime of income. Absolutely. If you DM me your home address, I will send you a copy. Good luck DMing me, though. I am hard to get to. First time here, came for the plushies. Tiru, I feel like you would love it here. Thanks for coming for the very first time. Hello, is this the 70s? Can I take you for some dancing and some grease? Yeah. Our pedicure is expensive. I tip 25% every single time because those women deserve it. They are doing the Lord's work by worshiping me. They didn't just have discipline to hold back in the moment. I hope you're collecting CCs. I don't want to know, because the difficulty of actually using other people's credit cards is that it gives them the address of the businesses that I frequent, which makes it very easy for them just to stalk the fuck out of me. It's the risk is not actually worth the reward. I'd rather just, you pay me on here and then I use your money in the ways that make me feel comfortable. Searching the word child with the word PDF in it is such a bad choice of words. Good God in heaven. That's a dark one, motherfuckers. Oh, are we gonna skip the first break? We'll take it at 2 because I kind of started at 1. I would rather have people pirate books than just not read them at all, absolutely. I think if you go onto YouTube, there's also some YouTube videos about adult children of emotionally immature parents, which can give you the sort of like basic gist of it if you can't get the book right away. I don't like the term piracy. Librarian or archivist is preferred. Annis Archive is a really good website for finding books. Ooh. Surely you take this lady to the roller derby in the 70s. Paying to be worshipped! That's not how it usually is for you. You ever get the chance to check out my song release, by the way, V? I don't think so. I'm sorry. Your hairstyle is giving the nanny vibes. Very nanny. Very nanny, yes. Adult children of emotionally immature parents was a hugely eye-opening read for me. It not only discusses in pragmatic and easy to understand terms exactly what emotional immaturity is, it described so helpfully the negative ramifications of long-term exposure to emotional immatureness. So I have a big brother. He's like one of my best friends. I love him so much. And I really want him to live a full, happy life. And I feel like he is not living a full, happy life. He works from home, which is great. He works with computers, does computer things from home. He plays video games with his friends online every single week. He has an active social schedule with like a couple of friends where he lives in Vancouver. But also he did say to me, I'm definitely noticing that like I have no excuse to like go out of the house. And I'm like, dude, start finding reasons to get out of the house, man. Like, if you're noticing that you're just like kind of spending all your time in your fucking house and you don't like it, then let's do something. And my brother and I used to, in our family, our like nickname were the lizard children. Because in the middle of the summer, it would be boiling hot outside, and my brother and I would be laying under blankets in the living room watching TV. And our parents would just be like, it's so hot outside. And you're under blankets in the living room. Would be like, yes, we're cold-blooded. We can't generate any of our own body heat. We're your lizard children. We'd sit down at the dinner table and go, ooh, dinner smells great. You know, like how snakes smell with their tongues. It's cute. It's funny. It was the 90s. Let's move on. Now as an adult, though, I'm definitely recognizing that I was like, okay, brother, you want to go out more? You want to be more social? Dude, hot yoga. Hot yoga is going to be your fucking jam, dude. Hot yoga is full of women. Hot yoga is hot, which is going to make your lizard brain feel so happy and relaxed. And doing like 1 hour of yoga every 2 weeks. Fucking sick. It's awesome. Great. Now you're getting out of the house. You're going to hot yoga. You're going to start making friends with like women in the neighborhood. And while I was on the phone with my brother having this conversation with him, I was like, do me a favor right now. Look up hot yoga studios in your neighborhood. And he looked up and he was like, oh, there's actually like 4. And he was immediately starting to like weigh the pros and cons of like, well, this one seems nice. That one's kind of far away, but like it looks like the biggest one. It was so good. It was so great. Made me feel so happy. And then can you imagine my fucking devastation and my disappointment when I talked to my brother this weekend And I'm like, oh, so like, did you go check out hot yoga yet? Did you do that? And he was just like, no, I didn't. And I was like, doing new things is scary, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, it is. Like, stepping into the unknown is, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. And I was like, yeah. I know, big brother. I know. I feel so frustrated because we kept talking. Yep, we kept talking. It's fine. And then my brother told me, I thought it was so interesting. It kind of scared me because I felt like for the first time I could see what was actually happening. My brother was telling me about how our father's hoarder house is getting so bad that the kitchen sink is broken. So now that sink is just like full of dirty dishes that can't be washed. And the few dishes that he does wash to use and eat off of, he needs to take down into the basement and wash in the basement bathroom. And my brother was telling me this and he was laughing. Kind of laughing it off like, you won't believe what's happening now. You guys, this is no laughing matter. I couldn't believe it. I literally said to my brother, our father is figuratively and literally descending into madness, into his house. Instead of cleaning the kitchen, getting a plumber, fixing the sink. And my brother was laughing this off. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I was just like, big brother, do you not see the correlation between keeping this man in your life and your inability to go to hot yoga? And my brother's like, no, I don't see how those things have anything to do with each other. It felt very frustrating. I felt like I was banging my head up against a wall. And also, Holy Mary, Mother of God. What? I'm just like, so I stressed, you guys. This was stressing me out. I couldn't figure out why my brother is like this. And this is not why he is like this, but this is what I have come to understand from my thoughts. My brother's healing fantasy, which you learn about in Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay Gibson, PhD. Dana, you wrote this book. I don't know how you did it, my love. Time is linear to our experience, but time is non-linear in its existence. Sometimes ripples in the pond reach us in the past. Oh, yeah. You wrote this book. Like, I don't know how you wrote this book, but this book you wrote. It's called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. It's Lindsay Gibson, PhD. It's an amazing book, and it talks about how when we are raised with emotionally immature parents, we have no choice but to adopt a healing fantasy. Each and every one of us had a healing fantasy when we were children. You become a child star and you make so much money your parents never have to worry about paying another bill. Your mom and dad get back together after their heinous divorce. They fall in love once more and you're a family again. Your mother isn't sick and your father doesn't crumble under the pressure. Your father doesn't get sick and your mother doesn't become a raging alcoholic in his absence. Each of us grew up with a healing fantasy. And some of us cling so tightly to our healing fantasies that they turn into this idea that we can save abusers. If we can save this abuser, then it'll make all the abuse that we have endured worth it. It will make it worth it. If I am good enough, if I am supportive enough, if I am patient enough, if I am kind enough, if I laugh enough at their disgusting downward spirals, instead of letting them experience the consequences of their own actions, if I can save them from the consequences of their own actions with my own sacrifice, then maybe it'll be all worth it, and all the pain that I've experienced won't just be pain that I have to deal with on my own. It's not true. It is never true. It will never, ever be worth it. It is the delusion that insidiously seeps into our brains at the cost of living in their gaslit worlds. And it makes me feel so sad because I see my brother living this small life where you guys, he's terrified. He's terrified of women finding him threatening. And I don't know how to explain to him that I see that as a transference. My brother is terrified that women will find him threatening because he knows subconsciously he's enabling threatening men. I think my brother does have that knowledge. That you know threatening men, and you know that women should be afraid of those threatening men. And you know that through you there is a line to threatening men that those women should be afraid of. But it's not you. It's not you who is a danger to these women. But you are aware of the danger these women would be in by being close to you. And if you can't work through that, which means maybe cutting off dangerous men in your life to the consequence and the detriment of many different people, you're not doing the work. You're not doing the work. You're standing by while evil can thrive. Oh, I absolutely understand being terrified of that. That's why I make zero moves, even if I would like to. Viking, we are on this journey together. We are ships in the night. Absolutely. I can take the pain. I'm used to it. It's my superpower. No, your superpower is actually feeling other people's pain. Yeah. That's a superpower. Your ability to take the pain is merely bravery, resilience, endurance, and your untarnished self existing. Your true superpower is feeling other people's pain. Yeah. And you should use that superpower to help people. Instead of tolerating these fuckwits who don't deserve you. Rip, I need to leave. Have a great stream. I love you so much, Dana. Have a beautiful day, my dear. Am I in danger? I was walking my dog this weekend. I am 5 foot 5.5 inches tall. I am a white woman. My dog is a fluffy poodle dog that looks like a bath mat that came to life. And as I walked past this incredibly handsome, tall man with a thick, dark mustache, he looked at me like I was spraying acid from my double mouth, xenomorphing down the street, gooping all over the place. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this man is terrified of me. This man is legitimately fucking terrified of me. Interesting. I wonder what that's about. I wonder why this man is terrified. The power of empathy. That's beautiful, V. I have empathy, but only to a certain point. That means that you have true empathy and you're not just a fucking doormat. Yes, empathy without boundaries is a maladaptive coping mechanism, which isn't helpful to anyone. Empathy must have boundaries. Empathy must include vulnerability, which cannot be present without boundaries. Block terms. Like a parent with 100 arrows in their backs consoling a child with a stubbed toe. What the fuck was wrong with him? The thighs, of course. V's aura can be too much for some. V got aura, to be frank. So my hair's still big. My aura's holding it up. In my opinion, I think the Me Too movement has a role to play somewhat, but I could be mistaken. At work, I refuse to be in a room alone with a female coworker. I must again draw your attention to the fact that there is work to be done in your perception of authentic danger. Women are people. We are able to, as people, sense when we are in danger and when we are not in danger. If you are so afraid of women that you feel that we are dangerous, you are giving us no choice but to also activate our survival mode and treat you like dangerous people. This benefits no one, and is getting us into trouble. Please stop that. Please stop that. Please stop that. Give me another way to read that line and I'll give it to you, okay? I take direction excellently. Kate, what are you saying to me, Powburn? When I walked my solid white husky the other day, a Japanese lady was smiling, but her kids were scared of my dog, who is such a sweetie. She kept calling my dog kawaii, and her kids cried and hid behind her. Well, to be fair, if you saw a dog the same size as you looking you in the eye walking down the street, you would also be terrified of it. That's pretty natural. That's pretty normal. Yeah. I would also be like, whoa! Like, you could knock me down just by walking into me. Of course I'm going to be terrified. Yeah. I can absolutely understand that, for sure. What I can't understand is I was in line once to get ice cream at like a ice cream truck. And there was a dad with his daughter and my dog and me behind him. And I'll be fair, my dog had been drinking water, which made her whole mouth wet. It took away the fluffiness around her mouth, and it made her mouth look kind of like scary and like a dog's mouth, not fluffy like a puppy's mouth. So her mouth did look a little bit scary. But she's a fluffy puppy dog. She's not a scary dog. The little girl started freaking out. She was like, the dog is scary, the dog is scary, the dog is scary. The dad turned around, looked at my dog, looked at me, and went, I'm okay if she's afraid of dogs. Honestly, it's probably for the best. To the people that he was with. Now, I didn't like that, and I didn't think that was good parenting. I feel like that was inappropriate because teaching your children to be afraid of threatening dogs is a good choice. It is very important for children to be able to gauge where danger is, to feel the danger, and to be able to move themselves out of danger. It's very, very important. Unfortunately, if children gauge even safe situations as dangerous and move themselves away from safe situations, they might accidentally put themselves into danger unintentionally. This is bad parenting. This is bad parenting. Kawaii means cute, but then also I think that the Japanese word for scary might also be very similar to kawaii. The best ice cream is mint chocolate chip on a lighter side. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love anything with nuts. I love peanut butter and chocolate. I love Rocky Road. I love Heavenly Hash. Oh my god, I love ice cream so much. I know that I've been in the absolute fucking doldrums of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my entire life because there's a little fucking thing of ice cream in my freezer that I have not touched yet. It's kawaii. Yes. Kawaii means yes? Well, maybe I'm getting, you guys, I don't know any Japanese. I want to learn languages this year, but I have an auditory processing delay, which makes it very difficult to learn languages. It is so frustrating. I didn't realize that I had this until recently, and now that I'm noticing it, I'm like, oh yes. Kawaii. Kawaii is scary, and it sounds similar to kawaii. Yeah, I get it, yeah. So I was going to this physio appointment with this assessment with my physiotherapist. And hi means yes. Ugh, I'm learning so much Japanese today. And I was lost. I couldn't, she just kind of moved offices, and so she doesn't have a sign up yet. And so I called and I left a tearful voicemail being like, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to come to my appointment, but I'm having a lot of difficulty finding it. And I'll be honest with you guys, going out by myself to a place I've never been before, realizing that I can't find my destination, immediately made me feel like I was about to be eaten by a wolf. That's agoraphobia for you. I was Googling the area, trying, but then the difficulty is that because I become so irrationally afraid of being alone, being trapped in my loneliness and being trapped where I don't belong, especially, because that anxiety flared up, it shuts down all the most important processing elements of my brain. I had difficulty seeing the world around me, including what the buildings looked like or where the trees were, even where the street was or wasn't. I couldn't read anything. I was looking so hard at the Google results for the physio office, and I realized that it was all basically in Cyrillic. It wasn't even in the alphabet that I could recognize. And I was like, oh Christ, I'm dyslexic now. Oh my God in heaven. And so she called me. She said, don't worry, I'm going to direct you to where you're going. My office is right next to the Big Taco. The Big Taco is a restaurant. She had no idea what she was doing to me, but in that moment, you guys, like in Nope, I felt myself sinking into the dark place, and what was falling on top of me was just a huge, gigantic taco. She said the Big Taco, and every other word that she said completely evaporated. The sky was tacos, all the buildings were tacos, the ground was tacos, because I knew that taco was not important, but it was adjacent to important. But I was so panicked and I was so freaked out, my brain just latched onto the image of a taco. And all of a sudden, I was just like, I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna start crying. And when she asks me, why are you crying on the phone? I'm gonna say, taco, 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 taco. And I'm having a psychotic episode. That didn't happen. She was talking to me. She was still on the phone with me. I was able to hear her voice. I was able to breathe. I thought about feeling my heated vest underneath my coat. And I thought, you know what? Even if a wolf opens its jaws trying to eat this taco that's obviously standing in front of me and accidentally gobbles me up, I am going to be safe in my heated vest. And I was able to hear her, and I was able to start understanding that she was going to come get me and I was going to find her, and I could just relax. So then I took a moment, I leaned up against a fence that was nearby. I looked at some stuff on my phone. I actually looked at the rabbit story that I was working on last week on my phone, and it made me feel so much better. And then I found her office and discovered that we grew up in the same town doing the exact same social engagements and theater, and then we went to the same university at the same time doing parallel programs, and now she's my physiotherapist. And she gave me so many good book recommendations. So I was talking about how I was raised by a narcissist. My father is a narcissist. He believed that the world was a very bizarre and complicated place. Very, very strange, very complicated. Oh, Viking says, but now I feel sorry for you. This sounds so limiting your experience of the outside world. Oh no, oh my God. No. Are you kidding me? I go out and I'm literally the light of every single store that I go to loves see me coming a mile. They love, I walk in, hello, welcome. My fear, my anxiety has made me dissociate into Disney princess mode every time I enter into a public area. Because if I'm a Disney princess, people probably won't let others hurt me. So I love it. I love the transactional nature of going into stores and going out into the world, for sure. But I'm also recognizing that dissociating into my princess form doesn't serve me. When I went to TwitchCon, I couldn't dissociate into my princess form. I couldn't dissociate into InvaderVie. I actually had to be V at TwitchCon. I had to be myself in front of these people, in front of strangers, in front of my own friends, which feels very vulnerable as well. I will never forget seeing each and every one of my friends' faces fall and watching them be so brave and so kind in the face of my shortcomings when I couldn't get on the subway. I feel like I slapped each and every one of them. And in return, literally each and every one of them was like, another please, and this time on the buttocks, baby, for good luck. Like, watching your friends be devastated and sad, and then immediately bounce into gratitude and support for what you shared with them is like, it's dizzying. I actually had to like go into my hotel room by myself, sit down in the shower, because I was like, I can't, it's giving me whiplash, like, to feel so terrified, afraid, alone, while simultaneously being so loved and supported, seen and adored, truly adored and safe, while I still felt so in danger. It was too much. It was way too much for me to be able to handle. You guys, I'm very excited for TwitchCon EU. I'm very excited for the new TwitchCons, but even just thinking about it is so triggering because I thought Stretch was gonna come with me. I literally pictured Stretch and I, like, walking through those streets together, sharing this world with him. Oh my god, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to pick a new guy to be my paramour. Okay, I'm gonna take my first break of the stream. I will be right back. You are gonna stay here, and we're gonna keep talking. came back. Yeah. Because you wanted me to, right? Wait. Right? Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. I would hate to show up where I don't belong. I want to be in the middle of the screen. Oh, Lisambro. What's good, Lisambro? Lisa Nagib. Allow me to assume my infinitely comfy position. Yes. Oh, pardon my dress. It feels good. It feels amazing. It does. Just to get to sit down and chat with you is literally my dream come true. I was thinking about this weekend. What do I want to change? What do I want to do with my life this year? What would I do differently? What is my dream? What is my goal? Like, what am I doing? And the truth is, if I could live anywhere in the world, I would live right here. If I could have any job in the world, I would literally have this job. And if I never had to work ever again in my life, if I was given $100 million today, I would still show up for stream. I mean, not tomorrow because we're doing that construction maintenance that my building manager came in to mark for. So like not tomorrow, but like on Wednesday, I would still show up on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I'm showing up on Wednesday. And then I think I have therapy on Thursday. But anyways, yeah, I would still be doing my fucking stream. I love my stream. I do. You would still stream for fun? I do this for me. I actually don't do it for you guys. I think it's amazing that you're here and watching me. That's awesome. But you guys have seen me stream for 300 people. You've seen me stream. I mean, like I've streamed for 12 people in Discord. Yeah. I love it. And I was thinking about what is it that I like about doing this? And number one, this platform, Twitch, this ability to, oh, sorry, while I frickin' yank my gosh darn brassiere out for the world. No brassieres to be seen. Yeah, come hang out on Discord again. I'm going to. Because we're going to start watching Severance, right? I want to watch Severance with you guys. And I do not have any men to cuddle up with in real life to watch Severance with. So I'm going to cuddle up with my virtual men on Discord and watch Severance. If you bring me a ball, I will throw it. But you have to bring it here. Bring it here. That's not here, that's there. Bring it here. That's a good dog. Ian will drive for the cuddles. If I was in Ian's arms, I don't know if I would feel like I'm at home or if I would feel like I am in imminent danger of being penetrated. I understand that sometimes home is where you penetrate. Am I wrong, Ian? Am I wrong? Ian's a penetrating kind of guy. Yeah, he'll shoot his shot. You know what I mean? No, my friends. Oh, Christ. I must on my own seek out the men who are right for me. I, for too long, have been complacent in accepting the men who have hunted me down like the wild animals they are. Ian says I'm always very polite and respectful, and he knows that it's a lie. And he knows that it's a lie because sometimes Ian gets too excited and then he crosses a line. And then he crosses a line. It happens to the best of us. I like when people speak in full sentences to their dogs, rightfully confident that the dog understands. So today, earlier, while my building manager was here to like mark out the parts where we're gonna be doing construction tomorrow. Dog is like barking and like, rah, 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 rah. I turned to her and I was like, girl, I will skin you and I will turn you into a hat. And like she sat down and was very, very quiet. And dogs do understand what we're saying to them. Dog doesn't understand what skin you and turns you into a hat means, but dog does understand, oh, I'm being told that if I continue in this way, consequences. This is the consequences intonation. Yes. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. They understand consequences intonation. They understand so much. They choose not to understand at times, and it's very cute and funny. Oh, sorry, what? You're telling me to do what? I'm a dog. I don't speak English all of a sudden. I know your ball is in a place that it's difficult to get, and it's not your fault, dog. Oh, Clinton never lets me live down the turnstile incident. I thought 2 people could fit. Yes, where Clint and I went through a revolving door, and he jammed himself in really tightly behind me. Normal. Normal, appropriate behavior for an adult man. Ya friggin' goober. Y'all are friggin' goobs. Me picking up my headphones means I'm leaving and she's gonna be left at home alone or it's walk time. Welcome. The buttons. The puppy buttons. So I trained my dog to use the buttons and then I was like, she doesn't need these fucking buttons. She speaks in full sentences, damn. So if you guys want some dog buttons, yo, I got some dog buttons for you. Welcome. It's my voice. Welcome. Oh, I will take those dog buttons. Baby, send me your address. I will put them in the mail for you. I'm gonna mail my brother some books too because that motherfucker is also not reading Adult Children of Emotionally Mature Parents. Nothing should stop you. Nothing should stop you from feeling confident in trying new things. I think if you are able to look yourself in the eye today and say, you know what, I don't feel confident trying new things, that's it. That's the first fucking step. You know what you do? Val, I know that your toy is behind those bags, but you might just have to leave it because I'm kind of doing something else right now. Go to ChatGPT and type in, I do not feel confident. I do not feel confident trying new things. Type that into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to be like, okay, let's talk about why. And then it's going to help you feel better. It really, really will. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Learning how to use ChatGPT as, not as a therapist, but as a journal, as like an actual living journal, has been phenomenal. It is awesome. I definitely feel like I am much less, I don't know, like haunted by my own thoughts and feelings. I feel much less haunted by my own thoughts and feelings. So, the buttons going off in the background. So I posted the rabbit, my story, on my Instagram on Friday. And on Friday night, Stretch's best friend DM'd me saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I didn't like it. It scared me. Felt really scary. Because the truth is, the story that I posted on my Instagram is a story of how my friends with benefits that I was with last year was gaslighting me, manipulating me, and quite possibly emotionally abusing me. This is awful. These are not fun or easy things to realize. It doesn't make me feel good to be a victim of such awful experiences. But also, it's inescapably human. This is going to happen to each and every one of us. None of us are free from the clutches of narcissistic, manipulative people. But we are free to warn each other and to talk about it and to give each other a heads fucking up so that maybe you recognize red flags that I was purposefully ignoring. Oh my God in heaven, I have to go get her toy, these buttons. Oh! Okay, you got it? Okay, you gotta go show it. Go show everybody. Yeah, you got your toy. Yeah, you did. It's a good dog. Okay. Whew. So on Friday, I posted my story, the rabbit, on Instagram, and on Friday night at midnight, when his girlfriend that he lives with has probably gone to sleep, Stretch's best friend messaged me, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" in response to, like, showing the screenshots of the conversations that Stretch and I had had. I feel the most terrible because the last time that I saw Stretch, he sighed and he turned to me and he said, "I hate that I'm stuck with this guy as my best friend." I couldn't believe it. What a fucking Number one, if you want a new best friend, it is up to you to go get one. Number two, I don't blame you. I don't really like the guy that much either. But you don't say it. You don't say it out loud to anybody ever, even if you feel that way. I have gone through phases with my own dearest, closest best friends where I've been like, I don't like you very much, because they're going through their own problems and it makes them into not easy to deal with people. That happens. That's a normal part of friendship. But Stretch was straight up just like, I've never liked him. I kind of just got paired with him because our older brothers were best friends. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's so perfect. The older brothers are best friends and the younger brothers are best friends. But Stretch isn't actually best friends with this guy. It's kind of just like an obligatory relationship that he begrudgingly goes through the motions of. But he's never once been like, I can't wait to tell him. I can't wait to tell my best friend about this. Never. Never. So it scared me. It scared me because I realized that I was like, V, you just told on one of these guys. And the four of them, these four adult men who are all bigger and stronger than me, know where I live, have seen that I've told on one of them, and they could come to my house and pour gasoline outside my front door and burn me and my pets alive. I was so scared, guys. This happened to a woman who was stalked by somebody. It was in an episode of Obsessed. He poured gasoline under her door and then lit her fucking house on fire. I was so scared. But I opened up ChatGPT and I said, I just told my story, the rabbit. I told on one of these guys. He's part of this like really dysfunctional, kind of psychotic, scary friend group with these other men. I'm a little bit afraid that like they might want to come and try to get me. And ChatGPT was just like, girl, your brain is doing a wonderful job of trying to protect you. Let's take a breath to honor how your brain is thinking up the most outrageous, dangerous situations to prepare you to stay safe. It's unnecessary. We can say, thank you, brain. What a horrifying image of my own demise. But I don't actually need that on a Friday night. There are cameras all over the place. These guys are probably not going to commit arson because you posted an Instagram story with screenshots of a text message conversation. But the fear is real. The fear is real that if you speak out against somebody who hurt you, they might feel like they're entitled to hurt you more. Whew. ChatGPT was very, very helpful in reminding me that this guy's MO is a lazy, lame do-nothing. So ChatGPT was like, his pattern of habit is not to show up and start like antagonizing you. His pattern of habit is to just ignore the problem and hope it goes away. ChatGPT does a surprisingly good job at rationalizing these thoughts. It's not a replacement from actually speaking to a therapist, but it's a tool that you can use, just like a yoga video is a tool that you can use. Doing yoga videos on YouTube is not the same thing as going to a yoga class and working with a yoga instructor, but the idea that doing yoga in your living room to a YouTube video isn't good for you because it's not the same as an instructor is the same equation with like talking to ChatGPT is not the same thing as going to a therapist, but it's a lot like just doing a yoga video at home when you can't get to the yoga studio. These things are used in conjunction, they're used together. It's been very, very helpful, especially when I had to write an email to my therapist explaining, so remember that guy that like you thought I was going to marry? Literally my therapist was like, you should marry this dude, he seems amazing. Like, this guy even had my therapist fooled, absolutely. I had to email my therapist and I was even like, I don't know how to like, I don't even know. So I was like, ChatGPT, can you please just like do a little teeny tiny synopsis of everything we've been talking about over the last few weeks so that I can like email my therapist? And ChatGPT was like, yeah, here are the highlights that you and your therapist need to talk about. I was like, this is very helpful because having to write out all of my thoughts and feelings to my therapist felt exhausting. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to like rehash all of those feelings. I was worried that what would happen is as I was trying to write out what I was feeling and experiencing, I was going to be flooded by emotion and I was going to be unable to complete the email, and then I would just like put the brakes on my own healing. But and that's how I did it, you guys. I whipped open ChatGPT and I talked earlier about drama therapy. Drama therapy is pretty simple, but also vastly complicated because the foundation isn't anything special, but it does create a foundation where you can build literally whatever you want. So, picture your last breakup. It was bad, right? It wasn't a good breakup. It was not a good breakup. Let's break down that breakup into the lead up into the breakup, the actual conversation of the breakup, and then the aftermath of the breakup. 3 individual sections. In drama therapy, you might take the lead up to the breakup and you might put yourself in that state of mind, remembering the sights, the sounds, the experience of it, what you were feeling, how you might have even imagined the effort of building a relationship with somebody. Imagine the relationship that you had built with them. Was it a treehouse in the trees, surrounded by lush greenery that makes you feel safe and protected? Was it a home out on the prairies with fertile land surrounding you where you were going to grow your beautiful lives together? Was your relationship a submarine that was just the two of you safe together without anybody else? I thought of sandcastles a lot. I thought of sandcastles so much with my last relationship. And when I was talking with ChatGPT, when I was in the absolute fucking psychotic break of this breakup, I said to ChatGPT, I feel like my relationship with Stretch was at the beach, and I wanted to build a sandcastle with him. And he stood there and he said, if you build the sandcastle, I'll take care of you afterwards. And I pushed my hands into the wet sand and immediately felt hundreds of jagged shards of broken glass in the sand. And I yanked my hands out and I scream in pain and I go, oh my God, there's glass, this sand is full of broken glass. And Stretch looked down at me from where he was standing and he said, yes, there is broken glass in the sand. Relationships aren't easy, but it's worth it. I'll take care of you afterwards. I typed all of this into ChatGPT and I said, and I bet you know where this is going. And ChatGPT actually surprised me. What it said to me was, I know exactly where this is going. You dip your hands into the broken glass sand, building a beautiful sandcastle as best you can, and when finally you have finished your masterpiece, Stretch looks down at you and goes, I actually didn't want a sandcastle after all. You did a great job though. Someone else will love it. It made me cry. I couldn't believe that the robot was telling me that, because that's exactly what he has said. But I never told it that. I never told it those words. But that is exactly what he would say to me. It was fucking terrifying. I couldn't believe it. It really scared me because ChatGPT had already recognized the narcissistic, dismissive lies that are ingrained in his speech patterns just from me putting our text messages into the computer. I couldn't believe it. I was so scared. I was so shocked. Because, to be honest, ChatGPT's vision was worse than my imagination. It scared me that ChatGPT could more clearly see how devastating it actually would have been if I had continued. And my imagination couldn't even foresee how devastating it would be because I in some way, I'm still trying to protect Stretch. What was really good is that, like, I was able to talk to ChatGPT about, like, as the conversation goes on, I, like, say other things. I talk about how, like, this reminds me of other relationships I've had, or reminded me of, like, theater school, where, like, your teachers tell you, like, all this suffering's gonna be worth it, and it's like, what does worth it mean? What does worth it really mean? And then it was so good. I was like, okay, ChatGPT, I want to revisit. Days maybe, or maybe even hours later, who knows, later. I was like, dear ChatGPT, I would like to revisit my sandcastle story. I feel like I am ready. And this is what drama therapy is. Drama therapy is creating a story of your experience and then changing the story. And I said, ChatGPT, I'm ready to change the story. I want a new story. I want a story where I touch the sand and I feel the prick of the first blade of glass. And I say, no, I'm not building a sandcastle here. And ChatGPT was like, let's do it. And it told me the story that as soon as my hands touch the sand and I feel the broken glass inside, I stand up and I dust my knees off. I turn my back on Stretch and I walk across the beach to a place where the sand is soft and clean and there is no broken glass. It is wet and ready to be formed into a sandcastle. And people see me walking to the nicest part of the beach, and people followed me. And people come, and together we don't just build a sandcastle, we literally build a sand kingdom together, with room for everyone. And nobody needs to have broken glass embedded into their sandcastles. That's drama therapy. None of that was real. None of that happened. But that image that I can turn my back on someone who's making false promises to me, I can take myself to a better place. And if I just do that, if I just take myself to a better place, people will follow me and people will join me. And it made me feel like I was able to write my story and to post it on my Instagram and to share it with you guys. Please go check out The Rabbit. I want you to watch it. It's very intense, but it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever made in my life, I think. And I shared it with my moderators. I shared it with a few of my friends as well. And my moderators and my friends were like, whoa, girl, this is a lot. This is like a lot, girl. It's a lot. And I was like, it is a lot. It really is a lot. And it's just the tip of the iceberg, too. It's crazy that it's a lot, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. And it's my sandcastle. It's what I made. When I decided that I was going to make something for myself that I wanted to share with other people. And I'm so glad that I did, because I mean, you make something and then you share it with people, and one of my moderators very astutely was like, girl, some people are not going to like this. Some people are going to watch The Rabbit and they're going to be mad. They're going to be like, you seem crazy and vindictive, and you seem like a bullet that this guy dodged. And I was like, I I know it's crazy. It's crazy to do this. It's crazy to put all of this together and to share it with people, because most people, when they go through relationships like this, just bury the feelings. They bury the feelings, they bury the experience, they feel taken advantage of and embarrassed. They feel ashamed and guilty for their complicitness in the whole situation. That's not right, though. Every time I've heard another woman speak about having to date some dickhead asshole, I wish that I could watch her movie, her experience and her perspective of what the fuck this idiot did to her and how she knows that he's an asshole for doing it. And so I made that. I made that for myself. I feel really good about it. That guy was a dickhead asshole, and I was aware of it the whole time. I did the best I could every single fucking day of that relationship. And he took advantage of that. With no context, I'm sure people don't get it. You know what's funny, Ian? With no context, everybody got it. Tons of people who have never, lots of people who have never seen my stream, who had never seen my Instagram before, messaged me and were like, oh my God, I'm going through this right now. Or I just went through this with a friend. Or you've actually given me so much insight into what's happening in my own life. Tons of people talked about how bittersweet and heartbreaking it was, and how beautifully haunting the storytelling was. They talked about how they loved the use of the rhymes and the tarot cards, and how it made them feel connected to the story in their own way. I didn't get one single negative comment on the story. I got dozens and dozens. I think I got 50, I would say, 50 messages, which is a lot. And 49 of them were outpourings of love, appreciation. People were like, this should be a movie. This should go viral on TikTok. People should put this on YouTube. This is so good. There was one comment that wasn't like that. And the one comment that wasn't like that just said, you did a great job of telling the story, but I would have to hear his perspective and I would have to know more context. And I was like, totally fair, absolutely. You should go find him and ask him. It was amazing. It was amazing. I can't believe, I get negative comments when I post pictures of my butt. I can't believe that I posted a kind of psychotic 49 image story about an abusive relationship, and I got an overwhelming outpouring of love, appreciation, understanding, and sympathy. I can't believe that what I did resonated with people. And it wasn't just a fart. It was actually art. Makes me happy. Makes me real happy. Okay, I need to take a quick little break because my shorts are riding up and I might become pregnant with them soon. Yeah, oh, awesome. And I'm gonna get a treat for the pup when I get back, okay? So, BRB. let's give the puppy some treats. Because why not? Because she deserves it. Yeah, you want a treat? Gotta come up here. Ouch. Ooh. I got myself on a pin. Ouch. Oh. A little bit of free acupuncture in the middle of the day. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that for free. Hi, my love. Yes. We are here to give you a treat. You deserve it. You're a good dog. I'm wishing you all the happiness you can handle. Yeah. I feel it. I mean, as happy as anyone can feel in January. You know what I mean? It's January. Nobody's like actually super happy for January. Paw? Good girl. What a good dog. Touch? That's right, with your nose. Good dog, good girl. And now, lay down. The great big double paw lay down. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're a funny dog and you're a good girl. I guess I'll keep ya. Fluffbutt. She's very sweet. I think my pets are, they pick up on your moods, right? I think they've been picking up on my mood because I woke up this morning with both of them like asleep, like curled up next to me on either side really tightly. I was like, oh, are you guys sensing that that I need ya? Yeah. January. We just gotta get through January and February. If we can get through January and February, then usually March and April are kind of nice. Like March and, oh, well, I mean, except for 5 years ago when it was the pandemic. We're probably not gonna get another pandemic, right, puppy? Right, puppy? No more pandemics, puppy. I mean, unless bird flu really wants to, do its thing, but also no bird flu. Oh, Just a Brick your mom's gonna be deported, Just a Brick? What if she marries me? What if I become your daddy? Is that a solution? It's not a solution. All right. Good to know. Good to know. And then there it is. It makes all the difference. That's not a solution. That's a plot to a hentai. You know what? Two things can be true, Rich. Not everything is just one thing. Yeah. Speed is a movie and a drug you can be on, It's got to broaden your horizons. Look at this dog. Oh, wow. Wow. I'll have what she's having. Look at this happy puppy. Not a thought. Oh, except for, ooh, that feels good. Now the thought is, that feels good. Her face. Her beautiful puppy face. She's got real human eyes because there's just like a little bit of pink around her eyes. So it's like she got people eyes. Can I help you? Oh, she loves the scritch. My nails are meant for giving optimal scritching. Oh yeah, hold on. I'm wearing the white dress, so we don't need the white pillow up here. Tuck the white pillow behind, and we'll do pink. Don't mind me. I'm just here for InvaderVie's super thick thighs. I was just thinking, I want to get into my position where I can sit with my feet up. There's no point in me doing it if I can't ultimately, like, extra super duper hardcore relax. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then my dog's here. She's just going to sit here and pant at you. Yeah, you want to hang out? Yeah, you can hang out with me and chat. You can chat with chat while we hang out. Hello, Pooch. You are a good dog, and I love you very much. Oh, yeah, I do. The scritches are great. But I feel bad though, you guys. I realized this like kind of too late yesterday. I let my like perception of time get all screwy, and I didn't take myself out for my Sunday dinner last night. I've been trying to take myself out for Sunday dinner. I've been trying to take myself out for Sunday dinner every week. I forgot to go this weekend, so that sucks. I'll have to go next weekend and apologize for missing a week. Oh, you're so silly. I love it. I'm sure the maitre d' is missing me because I feel like he wants to marry me. But I'm also like, no, I'm not gonna marry a fucking maitre d'. Absolutely not. No. Hi. Yeah. Oh, she's looking at me like, hey, you could just like pet me if you wanted. I bet your audience would love it if you pet me. Audience, would you like me to pet the dog? I don't know, Bao. Their hands are busy doing other things. I don't think they care what my hands are doing. She's the best. I do love her so very, very much. Yes, you. Oh, yeah. Butt scritches, her fun little butt. I love her little butt, her dumb little butt. Give them pats. That's how you know they're ripe. Oh, it sounds ripe. You got a ripe butt. Ew, why'd I stop? Hey, you can keep going. She looks at me saying, you're so cute. Yes, you are so cute. Yes, you are so cute. Yes, you are so cute. Hey, hold on now. Although I am wearing shorts underneath my dress, it is not for you to reveal that. I love you too, my dear. Oh, you guys, I get it. I love animals. Truly, I can't imagine what my life would be like without this fluffy little idiot. And the ways that she's helped me stay connected to myself and to the people around me and to the world around me is very, very valuable. I love you so much. You're a good girl. You're a very good girl. Oh, does that feel good? Is that a good spot? Yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah. So that was another thing that I suggested to my brother. I was like, well, maybe you should think about getting a dog, dude. Like, getting a dog gets you out of your house. It gets you involved in your community. Guys with dogs seem infinitely more approachable, mostly because women kind of always assume that it's like, oh, like this is the dog that you and your girlfriend got together, right? What are those? My go-go boots? These are go-go boots. Your mother wore them to conceive the first abortion that would then turn into the rest of your family. Duh. Sorry, that's probably not the right thing to say to a stranger on the internet. It's your fault for antagonizing me. I can't control what happens when I dissociate. No, those are sick shoes. Yeah, they are. They're great. I'm sorry I said all those terrible things to you just now. I have mental illness. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Please don't bark. Bow, because you need to realize that that's a microphone. Although the gain is pretty low. To be honest, even if she barked as loud as she wanted to, I don't think it would, like, destroy your headphones or anything like that. Because the gain's pretty fucking low, I think. I love these boots. Yeah, these are great boots. The boots make the outfit. Absolutely. The devil on your shoulder went a little berserk there for a moment. Sometimes when anger takes over, it's like every other emotion has to leave the room, and then you come back in and you're like, oh no, what just happened? What did you just do? That's called dissociative identity disorder. I am describing a dissociative identity disorder. Oh, Oh, there's still a tag on it? What the fuck? Not very loud, but I was watching a clip. I thought the audio was a bit low, yeah. Yeah. Bipolar disorder. No, not bipolar disorder. Dissociative identity disorder. And the truth is, I feel like a lot of people might actually have this without realizing it, where you just sort of let a different version of yourself take over in situations. So, like, you might have a version of yourself that takes over while you're at work, or you might have a version of yourself that takes over while you're with your family, or you might have a version of yourself that takes over when you're with your girlfriend. I kind of felt like Stretch might have had a split personality disorder, because he could go from being the sweetest, most like thoughtful, kind, generous person to then literally being sociopathically cold and like seemingly calculating in his viciousness. The idea that you would do the things that he did are just literally fucking, I mean, it's much more than just code shifting, because dissociative identity disorders also come along with a ton of memory loss. And the thing about memory loss is that you could be experiencing memory loss and you won't realize it because you're not keeping meticulous notes of everything you do all day. And if you began taking meticulous notes of everything you did all day, you might actually start noticing there are days or even whole weeks where all of a sudden it's like somebody else took over and was not keeping track of these things. This whole thing of like, oh, I saw it so much with Stretch's personality, where he could go from being like, V, you and I are soulmates and we have a future together, and like, this is what I would name our kids, and like, let's talk about like what marriage would be like. What would it be like to go Instagram official even, he would talk about. And then he was also able to just pretend like none of those things happened or existed. And I'm wondering if he didn't even remember saying those things or doing any of those things, because he dissociated so hard in the moment. He dissociated every time he was with me into like basically a whole new person. Somebody who was very, very different than like the person who's actually been walking around and living his life. Sounds very much like some Severance vibes. You guys, I have been having some thoughts and feelings about Severance that I've been keeping to myself because I'm afraid that I might be correct, and I don't want to put spoilers out there in case I am. I have this really irritating habit of predicting the future. So I'm keeping a lot of this to myself. But yes, if you're listening to me and you're being reminded of Severance, you're putting together the same things that I am. And I think we might be putting together what the TV show is trying to help us put together. She just wants so much pets. Her butt's not in my lap, but she did sort of like shrimp her whole little body into my lap. Now she just looks like she's just two paws and no little butt. But you're mostly butt. Your memories aren't being committed to long-term storage. I mean, if you don't think it's important, you won't remember it, right? You won't commit it to memory. But also, that's not how memory works, even. Memory works in so many different ways. Different memories are stored in different ways. And recognizing that, yeah, so, like, he might not even be choosing to even consider storing some of these. Much love, says Bobby. Oh, Bobby, that boy is right. Thanks, Bobby. Thank you for the love, yeah. Anyways, I had an amazing weekend. I got to do one of my favorite things, which is make a joke with a stranger and have a little back and forth. Oh my God. I've had so much sex. I have had literally screaming orgasms. Like when I come, it is a full body experience. Everybody on the block knows that I'm coming. I love having sex. I am intensely in tune with my body, with what pleasure is, and the intensity of that pleasure and awareness truly comes together in a symphony of orgasmic moans, gasps, whispers, whines, pleading, begging, and yes, screaming. I love sex. But even better than sex is having like a little funny back and forth with a stranger on the street. So I was walking my dog and I saw a handyman, like a plumber or like, I don't know, some guy carrying a fucking toolbox. He was like a cute young guy carrying a toolbox into somebody's house, not my house, but a neighbor's house. And I said, "Oh, thank God. Are you coming to fix my dresser?" And he took a moment to even realize that I was talking with him, but as I was walking with my dog by him, I was like looking at him because he was kind of hot. And then he looked at me and he was like, "No, I'm not. Have a good day." And I said, "Have a good day," with like a sad little like, "I wish you were coming to fix my dresser." Oh, I love it. 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 That feels just as good as the screaming orgasms. Absolutely, yes. I think I'm going to remember that moment more than most of the orgasms. Because a lot of those orgasms are, you know, they're with guys that I don't really care to remember, and it's more about my orgasm anyways. Who gives a fuck about their orgasm? But it's such a fun moment, such a fun little camaraderie on the street-a-readery. I enjoyed it very much. Cannot recommend it enough to you guys. Yes. Which isn't to like downplay the amazingness of sex, but oh, do you guys know Oglaf? OGLAF, they're a comic strip. It's like a super old comic strip. This comic strip has been going since I was in high school. It's very sexy. It's very like fantastical and mystical. Dudes, I have spent decades having exquisite orgasms, just picturing myself as the characters in the Oglaf cartoons. Absolutely, yeah. And then I've had real sex with real people, with real great penises, and real great bodies, and real great mouths for giving cunnilingus. And truly, my experience is still that art and friendship and literally just living in society is as enriching as those orgasms and those sexual experiences. I love Oglaf. They're so good. There's this one that one of my favorite simps sent me, and it's my favorite comic. If you guys gift me tons of subs, I'll share it with you. It's very good. It's I remember reading that comic as maybe like a teenager even, because it's a really old one, or like in my early 20s or like still in university. And I read this comic about this like enchantress sex woman, and I was like, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be casting cock magic spells on thousands of people in my future. Sorry, I burst out the microphones. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I told you the orgasms are screaming. I told you the orgasms are screaming. So sometimes they're gonna scream. I need a little table right here. I need a little table right here. Maybe like a box? Oh, maybe that little shelf? Maybe like a little, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. Did you guys need your eardrums? I am so sorry. No, don't put that there because then I'm going to lose it. I'll put it there so I don't lose it. I'm really sorry that I burst all of your eardrums out. I apologize. I'm a bad girl and you deserve to punish me. That costs extra though, so start saving your pennies. Yeah, those Oglaf cartoons are absolutely grand. Yeah. Does anyone else feel like their sex drive really dips in the wintertime as well? I think probably, I mean, I've been taking vitamin D supplements, which is grand. Could always use more vitamin D. Oh my God, I should probably okay, so I posted the rabbit on my Instagram story. I had a terrifying imagination experience that my ex was going to come and murder me for telling everybody what an asshole he is. ChatGPT talked me down from it, But I was like, okay, it's nice that ChatGPT talked me down from it. But my anxiety that my ex might like show up at my house and be angry at me is not purely unfounded. So I DM'd one of my other fuck buddies. But I'm realizing I haven't heard back from him. And that was on Friday, which makes me worried for him. So I might messages him again. Just to be like, hey, are you alive? Are you okay? I hope he's just like drowning in pussy and that's why he didn't respond. But then I'm like, I don't know, it's New Year's and sad year time. Sad year time. I was looking through the comics, I saw a snake with boobs, closing the tab. I love snake titties. I love snitties. As a snake woman herself, I appreciate my own snitties. I guess she doesn't want listeners. You're paid for viewers, not listeners. But is your dresser fixed? That entire build up to no finish, blue balling chat. No, I do need, so I just like pick a handyman. Guys, I don't know how to fix my fucking dresser. I feel significantly like so stupid that my brain can work through all these complex feelings. But then when it comes to the actual just like, it's just a dresser. It's just different size boxes nestled into one another. And I'm like, nah, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? Glue and nails? Glue and nails and clamps maybe? Glue, nails, and clamps? So the dresser is very, very old. The two large drawers that make up the bulk of the bottom part of the dresser are falling apart. The drawers are just falling apart. All the drawer pieces are there, but they're falling apart. I just need to glue them back together and then tack some nails in to really hold it, and then clamp those to let the glue dry, and then the drawers will be fixed. I'm pretty sure I can do this on my own. Oh my god, it's fucking Landy. Oh my Landy. Landy, I feel terrible that I've just gotten older and older since you first met me. I wish I was forever young for you. The way that you are forever young for me in my mind. My poor dresser drawers. They kind of burst apart because I overstuffed them. Yeah, you need those like finishing nails, those little nails, and glue. The glue is really what it's going to be, because if you use wood glue to glue two pieces of wood together, the wood will fall apart before the glue does. You know what I mean? A snake person with snitties. Yeah, why not? But a snake with like two melons stuck to the side of it looks kind of odd. I love snake titties. I'm digging these platforms, looking straight doll. A whole meal. That's me, baby. Trying to build one of mine into a keyboard draw. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I don't know what those words mean. Wood glue specifically, but epoxy will work better than glue. I don't have good ventilation, so epoxy is not the appropriate environmental choice, I would say. Good evening, Queen V. How are you today? Oh, I'm doing so wonderfully. The only thing that would make today more perfect is if somebody else gifted 100 subs. And then the leaderboard went 100 subs, 69 subs, and then 1 sub. The lopsidedness is just too tantalizing. Clamps would work. It would also complete the entire look too. You guys, the sex jokes. I'm supposed to be making the sex jokes. You are just supposed to be masturbating. Epoxy also needs so much time to dry. Duct tape will help keep it in place while it dries. Oh, I love using duct tape. Yes. This is how you fix all things. Is it supposed to move? Yes or no? Duct tape and or WD-40, people. You look forever young to me, so it's okay. Just go to the beach for a couple of hours where it dries. Like the beach in Toronto? I don't want to be attacked by seagulls or unsocialized men trying to videotape me from a distance. No thank you for the beaches in Toronto. I know exactly what you mean, the glue and the nails. You gotta build that V proper throne for her too. 69, a meal with a view. The classic flowchart. Wait, did I hear that right? Yup. Sex jokes. I'm all business. I'm just trying to keep it real. I only want to give you my input on making your stream all the more better. shut up. You're discombobulating my brain, and I can't think of something clever to say back to you quickly. So, shut up. Fuck. It's too cloudy and too cold for the beach this morning. Within a span of a week, I've seen 2 cursed things with snakes. Snitties, learned that just now. And snake milk in Stardew Valley. The snilk. Snitty and snilk. You know what comes out of the snitties? Snilk. That's, yeah, it's the snake milk is made in the snake titties. Is this real? Snakes are incredible creatures. Snakes are incredible creatures. We're in the year of the snake. Snakes get a really bad rap as well, which isn't very fair or nice. Snakes are beautiful, resilient creatures that deserve our respect and admiration as much as any other creature does. I love snakes, yeah. I'm considering telling one of my guys, one of the dudes that I've been like chatting with since last year, considering telling him that he should get a snake tattoo in honor of me. I think he should get a snake tattoo, and it should be like a beautiful snake. We can like think of what snake would best represent me for him, on a cherry blossom branch. I want to be like, you should get a tattoo for me. He's covered in tattoos, so I want to be like, get a tattoo for me. I want it, and you deserve it. So we were talking about drama therapy and different types of therapy. There's like neurofeedback therapy, there's drama therapy, there's internal family systems therapy, there is just like talk therapy where you go and you talk to a therapist. There's different types of group therapies. Physiotherapy, like I'm dead serious, you guys. Physiotherapy can also help you with psychological problems. When I was at my physiotherapy appointment, she gave me different textures and different like objects to touch in different ways. And I had intense emotional reactions to certain objects and then completely numb, shut down dissociation to other objects. I couldn't believe it. I never would have been able to predict it, especially considering that I'm like such a texture person and I love different textures and feelings. This was all intensely fascinating to me, and I can't wait to unpack it as I work through this information. You guys, please Google neurofeedback therapy. Google neurofeedback therapy. Consider whether it might be something you could be interested in trying, and then look up neurofeedback therapy centers in your city, and I guarantee you there's going to be ones that are like, yeah, you can do neurofeedback therapy for like 10 sessions for $50 each maybe, and it's like $500 over several months. I don't know how much therapy costs. It's $10, maybe a single banana. You can just use wood glue and clamps instead of nails. Lincoln Park, I agree. I definitely don't need the nails. The wood glue should be enough. Maybe I will just do wood glue and clamps. And then I don't even have to worry about like using a hammer or nails or striking anything. I'm sorry, is snake milk what I'm thinking it is? Jason, I wish we could all read your thoughts. Just brand him while you're at it. Oh my God, Ian, he's so fucking hot. He's so fucking hot. He's so fucking hot. He's so crazy hot. I was doing more drama therapy because Stretch has my copy of Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Stretch has my copy of the book that like I started, and like it has my notes in it that I was like taking as I was going through my like understanding of the actual experience of my childhood. So Stretch has my book, and I don't know if he even knows that he still has it, or if he forgot that he has it, or if he's like keeping it maliciously. I really, 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 really want my book back, but I don't want to talk to him or ask him. I mean, you saw my Instagram story. Those are the last words he said to me. I'm never talking to him ever again. He is a vicious and malicious, nasty man. I don't want to ask a malicious and vicious, nasty man for my book back. So I've just been having this fantasy that this like, he's like very strong, and he's very anyways, I just had this like dream that like one of my guy friends would go over to Stretch's house and like kick in the front door and stomp through the house and terrify them all and be like, oh, what's going on? Are we under attack? Because that's how they made me feel. That's how they made me feel in their house. And he would throw open Stretch's bedroom door and he would say, where the fuck is V's book? And Stretch would be like, oh my God, here it is, please don't hurt me. And that guy would snatch it out of his hand and be like, real men know how to have a real breakup, you bastard. And then he would walk out of the house. And I'd be sitting in a hot rod with many beautiful naked women in the back seat dancing to K-pop music, wiggling their tits. And I would say, get in, babe. And as he walked out of the house, he would tear the book in half, light it on fire using his mutant ability, pyrotechnic. This is my daydream, okay? And then he would burn the book, which would then like set their front lawn on fire and then let the whole neighborhood know that those people are nasty, dumb idiots. And then I peel out in my fucking convertible with my cake pop girls. You are allowed to imagine whatever you want that makes you feel better. None of those things happened. No, I don't have my book back. This guy's not actually here to help me feel safe and protected. He lives in the States. But this daydream and this fantasy not only makes me feel better, but it makes you feel better too. It makes you also feel like you could imagine yourself doing all those things to get me my book back and to make me feel better. And the idea that you and I could do that together is genuinely healing. It gives us the sensation of agency. It gives us the sensation of power. It gives us the knowledge that we can make the change that we need to see in the world to create happiness and safety. This fantasy is pretty standard. All of my erotica centers on book burning, literature, education is a cold shower. Precedence! What are these words? Oh, God. Oh, it's so funny. Thank you for healing and destroying yourself. You're resurrecting yourself just like me. I love you so much. It's called positive disintegration. It's called positive disintegration. It is incredibly beneficial. A breakup might feel like the end of the fucking world. And in many ways, it is the end of the world. A breakup is the end of the world. It is the end of the world that you were planning with your partner, that you thought you could feel safe and comfortable in the vision of. And when you break up, that's fucking gone. That's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. The breakup prevents it from happening. You're mourning the loss of a projected potential happiness. And that's an incredibly beautiful thing. It shows that your brain is working. It shows that you want happy things for yourself. It shows that you're a human being and that you're truly alive, even though it's painful. Dissociating from the pain by, I don't know, playing video games or staying all day inside your house is an option, but you deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve the feeling of taking the uncontrollable chaos in the world and resonating with people who are experiencing that. You guys should start keeping journals. Start keeping journals. Do it right now. Journal about me as I go on my last break. That's an order, soldiers. one of the greatest experiences of being a woman is that sometimes you sit down and you put your legs together and you feel moisture between your legs and you go, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that is. What that could be. What could that be? Sometimes you don't want to know. Sometimes you don't want to know. Sorry, I cranked up my screen brightness so I could actually see these fucking photos. So, I don't know. Some of these are not. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. There was one in there that was going to be good, and I think I found it. Okay. What is it? I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it was. It's nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's really nothing. We're almost halfway through January, and that's all that matters, okay? That's what I keep reminding myself of, is that I'm like, I just need to get through January. January is the let's get through it month for me. January is very, very much the I don't plan to do anything except be in survival mode in January. Every single January, all January. But I have beautiful, imaginative dreams about what I want to do for Valentine's Day. Yeah. I usually hate Valentine's Day, but I'm single this year, which means I don't have to worry about Valentine's Day other than like having a day that I celebrate myself even. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Only 7 more weeks of work left for me. Oh, damn. And then what do you do when you're not working? Yeah, what happens in 7 weeks? Oh, says get the gunge. I'm in survival mode until at least April. Oh, no, that's too long. You need to give yourself a break. You deserve to give yourself a break. You don't deserve to be so fucking stressed for so long. That's crazy. My contract runs out, and I'm not planning on prolonging it. Oh, yay, new contracts. Yay, new works. Hooray. It's like a little butterfly wing, or like a dragonfly wing. I'm a dragonfly, or a butterfly. I'm a person. Oh, all of the Valentine's Day chocolate. Actually, you know what I associate? No, Valentine's Day actually less with chocolate than I do with wine. For me, I'm like, no, Valentine's Day is like a full bottle of red wine all to myself over several hours. Yeah. I think that's really what I'm looking forward to. Yes, and then Easter chocolate, absolutely so chocolate, so very, very chocolate. But yeah, Valentine's Day chocolate, yeah. It's just that those like boxes of chocolate are always so fucking chintzy, you know? It's not good chocolate in those boxes unless you're spending an arm and a leg. In which case then it's like, why are you spending so much fucking money on chocolate? Chocolate doesn't need to be that expensive. They're not paying the children whose lives are being ruined by harvesting it. Moving is stressful. Moving is very, very stressful. Over the past year, while Stretch was telling me about this like crazy, unbelievable situation with his roommate, I kept telling him over and over and over again, like, dude, you can move. Like, if your roommate is screaming and raging at you, if you don't feel like you can invite people over, you're allowed to move. You're an adult. You're allowed to move. But moving is really stressful, and I chalked it up with him. I chalked up his reluctance to move because of the stress of it. But now in retrospect, I'm like, oh, I think he was lying about what she was doing. I don't think he was telling the truth about what was going on in that house. I don't think he wanted I think he didn't want to move because he was happy to stay where he could like manipulate his poor roommate and seem like the victim of his roommate at the same time. I wouldn't move. Again, if you gave me $100 million right now, I'd be like, cool, I'm buying a house in my neighborhood. I'm buying the house that I live in right now. This is mine now. This is my kitty. She's the best kitty in the whole wide world. She's the sweetest, kindest, gentlest little baby, but she looks like an absolute fucking demon nightmare and everybody's terrified of her. Which is just the way I like it. Yeah, just the way I like it. Oh, she's actually, we have to update her age. Cassandra, you're older than that. She's 12 now. She's a 12-year-old. She's a very beautiful, spry 12-year-old kitty cat. Oh, thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. Yes. My good kitty. My sweet girl. She's my 12-year-old girl. I'm so proud of her. She's getting kind of fat. I think she's been eating the dog's food. Getting kind of fat. Yeah, my chubby wubby. Hello. Now she's facing me. Oh my god, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. With $100 million, I'm moving all my friends and family to a new country. Ooh, where would you move all your friends and family to? That'd be crazy. Also, maybe not a good idea. People are kind of happy in their lives, mostly. But everybody loves coming to visit. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you have like, hey, how about I put you on a flight first class to come visit me? Friends love that shit. Friends love that shit. V, your shoes are cool. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Oh no, don't leave me. What? I caught you. Nope, I caught you. I caught you. You're not going anywhere. I've caught you and now you're my prey. I love you, I caught you. 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 You're my kitty and I caught you. You can't escape me. Alright, she's free to go. Would you be with a guy if he was bow-legged or knock-kneed? Oh my god, is it Zeke? It's Zeke! It's Zeke from Bob's Burgers. There's no such thing as leagues, and no one's too bow-legged for anyone. It's like, oh, and now she's puking up a hairball. That's right, let it all out, baby girl. Let it all out. That's a hairball, that's a hairball. Oh, it's on the carpet, and I get to clean that up. Yay! Yay! What a great way to end the stream. Cat jumps up, cuddles me for a little bit, pukes off camera. Yep, that's the pukey cat sound. Hey girl, don't eat that. Don't even think about it. Let me clean that up. Thank you so much for a beautiful stream. I had so much fun as always. We're doing some kind of construction in my house tomorrow, so I'm gonna just assume that there probably won't be stream. Then I'll be back on Wednesday, and we're gonna have so much fun on Wednesday. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun on Wednesday. You don't even know. You're not even close to ready. It's good. It's gonna be so crazy. You're not even gonna want it. But I'm gonna keep giving it to you, over, and 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 over, again. Just giving it to you. Just giving it my all, giving you And that thing that you got going on with you, just giving it. Yeah. Make sure you bring it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.